All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready.
Awesome. So today we're going to be looking at something I think a lot of people are interested in.
Oh, yeah.
Power.
Ooh, juicy.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at some excerpts from a text called The First Five Laws of Power.
Okay.
And we're going to be talking about, power dynamics, right? So we're going to be talking about things like how these laws can be applied at work, in relationships, just understanding the world a little bit better.
Okay.
And hopefully coming away with some actionable insights that we can all use. Ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's unlock these secrets.
Okay, so the first law number one, is never outshine the master.
Interesting.
Now, this is an interesting one, right? Because it seems kind of counterintuitive. Like, aren't we always told to, be the best and to stand out from the crowd?
You gotta shine, right?
Yeah. But this law is really talking about the psychology of people in power and suggesting that sometimes when you're too good,
Yeah.
it can actually threaten people who are above you.
That makes sense, yeah. If you make them look bad by comparison, or like you don't need them.
Exactly. So it's not about, dumbing yourself down or anything like that,
Right.
but it's about being strategic.
Okay.
And this book gives this really interesting example. It says, like, when you're presenting your work,
Yeah.
always emphasize your boss's guidance, right?
Oh, so you're giving them credit.
Yes, exactly. Give credit where credit is due. You're basically saying, look, we're a team, we're in this together, and your leadership was essential.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen this kind of thing play out in the real world?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, think about someone, like, taking all the credit for a group project during a meeting. I mean, even if they did most of the work,
Yeah.
not acknowledging the team leader or the other people involved,
Right.
that just, I don't know, it just rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah, it creates like a weird tension.
Yeah. And it can damage their reputation,
Absolutely.
Not a good look.
So it's subtle. You wouldn't think it's a big deal, but it's like,
Yeah.
it makes a difference.
Yeah. You gotta be mindful of those dynamics.
Okay. Law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh.
Now this one
This is spicy.
is spicy. Using enemies. Come on.
Bold move, yeah.
So what's going on here?
Well, okay. Think about it this way. Sometimes former rivals, once you've kind of come to an understanding,
Yeah.
they can actually become some of your most loyal allies.
Really?
Yeah, they've got something to prove, right? And they're often way more motivated to keep things, harmonious.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not about, like, I don't know, being Machiavellian or something. It's not about being conniving. It's just about recognizing that sometimes those who have challenged you in the past
Right.
might be more dependable, more reliable than, like, friends who could potentially get jealous
Ooh, interesting.
or envious or something like that.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. And the text, it specifically says, be careful about letting personal feelings cloud your judgment in business.
Okay, yeah. I can see that.
So, think about it. Has a friendship ever kind of complicated things at work for you?
Oh, yeah. Big time. I mean, you tend to be more vulnerable with friends, right?
Right.
You let your guard down, share things you maybe shouldn't,
Yeah.
and that can, make you vulnerable to manipulation or just lead to bad decisions because you're not thinking strategically.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a tough lesson, but this law reminds us to stay sharp, even with our buddies, especially when there's like a power dynamic involved.
Yeah, I can see that, especially at work. Okay, let's move on to law number 3. Conceal your intentions.
Ooh, mysterious.
Right, okay. We are now officially in the world of, like, spies and secret agendas.
I love it.
Right. I mean, is this about, like, always being secretive?
Not exactly. Think of it more like strategic ambiguity. You don't have to show all your cards, right? Keep your rivals guessing.
Oh, okay.
The element of surprise. Very powerful.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so the book actually gives an example of, like, pretending to be interested in one project while secretly working on another.
Oh, clever.
Yeah, keeping your rivals off bounds. It's like in those detective movies,
Oh, yeah.
They throw out the false lead.
Red herring.
Yes, exactly. So it misleads everybody. Have you ever, like, used a little mystery to your advantage?
I mean, I think we all have, subconsciously even, maybe. Like, think about negotiating.
Oh, yeah.
If you reveal your bottom line right away, you lose all your leverage.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Holding back a little bit, it gives you room to maneuver.
That's a great point. Okay, law number 4.
Okay.
Always say less than necessary.
That's interesting.
This one to me, it just feels like wisdom. It feels like it's about the power of silence.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's what you don't say.
Right, the unspoken words.
Right.
Powerful stuff.
It's powerful. So, so what do you think? Why is this such an important law?
Well, think about it. When you say less, you automatically project this aura of authority.
Really?
Yeah. And, you don't accidentally reveal information that can be used against you.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right. It's about being calculated, choosing your words carefully.
Yeah. I've been in those conversations, where someone just keeps talking and talking, and they end up undermining their own credibility.
Totally. It's like they're trying to fill the silence with anything, even if it makes no sense.
Yeah.
This law, it reminds us that listening is just as important as speaking.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even more so. You gather information, you understand people's motivations.
That's a good point.
You respond strategically.
Okay, on to the final law. Law number 5.
Get me.
So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life.
Truth.
This one,
Yeah.
especially in today's world where, social media, everybody's...
Image is everything.
Yes, image is everything. It feels super relevant,
Totally.
super important.
Because it's true. Their reputation. It's the foundation of your power. It's how people see you.
Yeah,
It determines whether they'll trust you, follow you, do business with you.
absolutely.
A solid reputation. It opens doors, it deflects attacks.
So the book, it suggests being proactive, like defend yourself. Don't just let people slander you and say whatever.
Right, don't just take it lying down.
Right. But then it also touches on, subtly weakening an opponent's image.
Ooh.
Now, obviously, ethically, we got to be careful here.
Of course.
But it's like that saying, your reputation is what people say about you when you're not in the room.
Exactly.
How do you think people can kind of cultivate and protect their personal brand?
It's all about consistency. Your actions, your words, everything should line up with the image you want to project.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. And when you face challenges, respond with thought, with grace. Staying calm under pressure, that's power.
I like that. I like that a lot. Well, we started this deep dive feeling like, I don't know, a little bit clueless about how to navigate this whole world of power.
Yeah.
But now,
We got some tools now.
yeah, we've got some tools. We've got this framework. It's pretty cool.
It's all about understanding the game. Right?
Yeah.
These laws, they're not about being manipulative or cruel, but about self-awareness,
Right.
strategic thinking,
Right.
understanding how people interact. It's fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's all about being, I don't know, just more conscious of how things work.
Exactly.
So knowing these laws, is there a situation in your own life, something that you would approach differently now?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, something to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.
See you next time.